Levi Goulet built a ADU at his house in Sebastopol, California. He started with the idea a couple of years ago to build a ADU structure. So he went through a lot of different structures before he chose ICF. And can you tell us a little bit, Levi, about, why did you decide to build an ADU on your property?
Well, I'd had a long-term plan to build an ADU on the property, but it took some California code changes in zoning to allow me to do that. But the reason I went with ICF is that in 2017, everything changed for the North State. Firestorms are a common term because they've had so many big fires coming through the area. So I decided to do ICF because it's high fire resistive capacity. So there's a lot of other advantages to it, but that's the main reason I wanted to go with ICF. Okay, well, ICF construction is so much more energy efficient than any other type of construction that it lends itself to being able to be powered by what other people would consider really marginal energy sources. So I did that, and now I'm actually reevaluating the energy sources I did put in for the facility because they seem to be more than needed. Okay, well, the basics is I put in a solar system. It's got 12 panels on the roof, typical small system for a house, about 3.4 kilowatt capacity. And even though it's quite small, the net metering that it works off of will allow it to run about break even for the year in terms of power usage. So that's for starters, but along the way I actually was going to use natural gas to heat the house and provide cooking fuel, but some of the rule changes over the time that it was being built, for instance, most people want to move away from natural gas now because it produces too much CO2. So I switched the house to all electric. And of course that takes more power, but it turns out that it fits in. So the next thing I did is I added a geothermal. Well, the idea with geothermal is that you're going to use a heat pump to extract heat from the ground instead of the air, which is pretty typical for most air conditioning systems. And so I went ahead and set up the house with ground loops. The house has a footprint of 912 square feet. The roof construction from wood to all steel concrete and non-combustible insulation. So we have ICF walls. You can see all the perimeter walls. You can also see I've got some little beam pockets sticking out. That's just an architectural feature. But those pockets contain steel I-beams, and the I-beams are insulated in those pockets. Those steel I-beams are supporting steel deck commercial floor decking, which has 4 inches of concrete poured on top of it. That system was then covered with 5 inches of high-density rock wool. It's designed for roof use.
How did you attach that to the concrete?
We used a long shoot-in type of fastener.
A Hilti?
It's a Hilti fastener.
Okay.
It's designed to hold down hard roof material or hard insulation.
How about giving us a tour of the house?
Yeah, let's go ahead and go take a look.
Tell us
Okay, well, it's pretty simple, an open floor plan. We've got kind of like a living room, dining area right here. And dining area is kind of like right here. We got a little breakfast bar that you can sit at. And then this area flows into a kitchen, double sink kitchen with an electric stove, refrigerator down at the end, lots of cabinets, and a serving bar on the opposite side. And as you walk in, the auto lights should turn on.
Really nice.
So you got a double sink there, and then this is something that I think everybody should have. This is a combination washer dryer that fits under the counter. It's much more energy efficient than your standard units because it does not exhaust your internal air from your house outside once it's run it through the dryer. Right here is kind of the master bedroom.
Same kind of roof detail, everything?
Yes. I put in a little balcony out here.
Sweet.
So, anyway, here's the backyard. This area right here is a septic field. I'd keep the area further back is actually a clear zone for the neighbor's well. Okay, the temperature inside the house on a 115-degree day was, the worst it got was almost 72, because we had a week of really high temperatures, several days 115, and what we were seeing is the temperature was rising slowly in the house. At that time, we hadn't put on this skin. This is a insulative stucco skin, and we left the window shades up, so it was more likely to heat up like that. But at this point now, with the extra insulation, it's going to heat up even slower.